Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm truly excited to have you here today. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic: how to spread out your business using God's divine principles. This presentation is brought to you by Leda Youth Network, and it's all about building kingdom-focused entrepreneurs. My name is Dr. Kasim Ashayani, and I'll be guiding you through these inspiring ideas. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore how applying divine principles can help expand your business and make a lasting impact. So, let's get started and discover how faith and entrepreneurship can work hand in hand. Let's talk about the importance of the introduction today. God is genuinely interested in your business growth. That might sound simple, but it's a powerful reminder that you're not alone in this journey. His word is filled with eternal principles, timeless truths, that can help us see multiplication and expansion in our ventures. These principles aren't just ideas, they're proven strategies rooted in divine wisdom. Today, I want us to explore how we can apply these principles practically in our daily business activities. Now, I want to highlight a key verse from Proverbs 16:3, which says, "Commit your works to the Lord, and your plans will succeed." This is the foundation of what we're discussing. When we fully commit our efforts to God, trusting Him with our plans, we position ourselves for success. It's about aligning our goals with His purpose and trusting that He will guide our steps. So, as we go through this presentation, let's keep in mind that God's principles for multiplication are accessible to us all. They're designed to help us grow not just in business, but in faith and purpose as well. And I believe, with His guidance, our plans will truly succeed. Let's talk about Principle 1, Vision from God. It all begins with seeking divine direction for your business. As Habakkuk 2:3 advises, we should write the vision clearly so that everyone involved understands the purpose and direction. Clarity is essential because it keeps us focused and aligned with God's plan. Now, it's not just about having a goal, it's about aligning your goals with the kingdom purpose. When your vision reflects God's values and intentions, it becomes more than just a business goal. It becomes a mission that can truly make an impact. And here's a key point: God doesn't bless ambition alone, He blesses vision. So it's crucial to ask, what is the divine purpose behind this venture? Because when your vision is rooted in God's guidance, His blessings follow. Remember, seeking God's direction isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that keeps us aligned with His plan. That's how we set a foundation for success that is both purposeful and blessed. Now let's look at Principle 2, Excellence and Integrity. As we see in Daniel 6:3, Daniel prospered in Babylon because of his excellent spirit. What does that really mean for us today? It's about building trust with those around us, whether colleagues, clients, or community members. When we consistently deliver value and stay true to our word, we create a foundation of trust that others can rely on. And that's where integrity comes in. It's not just about honesty, but about reflecting a character that aligns with God's nature. When our actions and our brand mirror His goodness, we stand out in a world that often values shortcuts. So, as you develop your personal or professional brand, remember that it should reflect God's character. In essence, excellence and integrity aren't just traits. They're powerful principles that, when practiced consistently, open doors for success and serve as a testimony to our faith. This is how we build a reputation rooted in trust and authenticity, demonstrating that our work is ultimately for His glory. Let's take a closer look at Principle 3, Faith and Obedience. This principle reminds us that sometimes we need to obey God's instructions even when they don't seem to make sense at first glance. It's about trusting His guidance, even when the path isn't clear. For example, think about Peter in Luke 5. When Jesus told him to cast his nets into deeper water, even though they had been fishing all night without success, Peter obeyed. And what happened? His boat overflowed with fish. That's a powerful illustration of how trusting and obeying God's instructions can lead to incredible results. It's also important to trust God's timing and strategy. Sometimes we want immediate answers or results, but God's plans are often bigger than we can see at the moment. We need to trust that His timing is perfect and that He knows what's best for us. And always, I want to encourage you to stay open to innovations and new insights. God can reveal new ways of thinking or acting that can help us grow and succeed in ways we hadn't considered before. So, in our journey of faith and obedience, let's remember to trust His guidance, remain open to new ideas, and believe that following His instructions will always lead us to His best for us. Now, let's talk about Principle 4, diligence and stewardship. This is all about working hard and managing our resources wisely. You see, Proverbs 10 reminds us that being diligent leads to success, while Matthew 20 Fatandush 30 illustrates how faithful stewardship can lead to blessings. It's about being consistent, creative, and disciplined in how we handle what we've been entrusted with. When we are diligent, we're not just working hard for the sake of it, we're being wise stewards of the gifts and resources God has given us. And here's the key: God blesses faithful stewards. He rewards those who are consistent and disciplined, not necessarily those chasing quick riches. In fact, getting rich quickly is usually not how God works. He values faithfulness over shortcuts. So, it's important to cultivate patience and integrity in our financial pursuits. Remember, stewardship isn't just about money. It's about how we manage everything God places in our hands, including time, talents, and resources. So, as we continue in this journey, let's keep in mind that diligence and wise management are essential to aligning with God's principles and receiving His blessings. Now, let's talk about Principle 5, generosity and impact. This is about more than just making a profit. It's about blessing others through your business. As 2 Corinthians 9 reminds us, God is able to bless us abundantly so that in all things, at all times, we may have everything we need, and then some, to share generously with others. Supporting kingdom work and helping those in need isn't just a nice gesture, it's a fundamental part of how we build a legacy. When we give, it opens doors to new opportunities, relationships, and growth. And it's important to remember that giving isn't just a one-time act. It's what sustains the growth of our businesses over the long term. Another key point here is about building men, that is, investing in people. When we develop and empower the individuals in our teams, they in turn help build the systems that run our businesses. And it's these systems, well-designed, resilient, and values-driven, that truly sustain us. Never forget that behind every successful business are the people we invest in. So generosity isn't just about charity, it's about intentionally building people and systems that last. When we do this, we create a ripple effect, impacting our communities, our industries, and most importantly, honoring what our faith calls us to do. Now let's talk about Principle 6, prayer and spiritual backing. This is about covering your business with prayer, which is a powerful way to invite divine guidance and protection. As James 5:16 tells us, the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective, so consistent prayer can truly influence the success and stability of your enterprise. Engaging in fasting, intercession, and declarations further strengthen this spiritual foundation. Fasting helps us focus and humble ourselves before God, asking for wisdom and favor. Intercession means praying on behalf of others, your team, clients, and partners, creating a spiritual support system around your business. Declaring God's promises over your work aligns your words with divine purpose, opening doors for breakthrough. Building altars of thanksgiving is another vital aspect. When we thank God regularly, we acknowledge His goodness and faithfulness, which in turn attracts more of His favor. Gratitude shifts our mindset from scarcity to abundance, reinforcing trust in God's provision. And an important practice is making a yearly sacrifice at the altar of Shiloh, as mentioned in Joshua 18:1. This symbolic act of sacrifice and dedication renews your commitment to God's purposes for your business. It's about honoring Him with your resources and intentions, setting a spiritual tone for the year ahead. Connecting all of these, prayer, fasting, declarations, thanksgiving, and sacrifices, creates a spiritual backing that not only sustains your business, but also aligns it with divine principles. When we actively seek God's presence and favor, we invite His guidance into every decision and challenge. This principle reminds us that success isn't just about strategy, but also about spiritual alignment. Now, let's look at some inspiring examples of divine business growth that really highlight the power of faith and wisdom. First, we have Joseph. Many of you know his story, how he rose to influence in the marketplace not just through his skills, but through divine wisdom. His ability to interpret dreams and provide strategic solutions positioned him as a key leader, demonstrating how God's guidance can elevate your business impact and authority. Next, we have Lydia. She was a businesswoman who supported the early church, as we see in Acts 16, 14-15. Lydia's story shows us that even in her business pursuits, she was open to divine direction and used her resources to advance God's kingdom. Her example reminds us that our work can serve a higher purpose and be part of God's plan for expansion. And here's the exciting part. Just as these individuals experienced divine growth, you too can be the next testimony of kingdom enterprise. This is about more than just making a profit. It's about aligning your business with God's purpose and influence. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that your business can be a platform for divine blessing and impact. You are called to be a testimony of what God's wisdom and favor can do in the marketplace. As we come to the end of this presentation, I want to leave you with a powerful call to action. First and foremost, remember to put God first in everything you do. As Matthew 6:33 reminds us, when we seek God's kingdom and his righteousness first, everything else falls into place. Building your business or your life on divine principles isn't just a good idea, it's the foundation for lasting success. When we align our efforts with God's values, we create a ripple effect that can extend far beyond what we initially imagined. Watch your influence and impact spread beyond boundaries, reaching people and places you never thought possible. So I encourage you to join this movement, this purposeful journey of multiplying your efforts with intention and faith. Be part of something bigger, something that's rooted in purpose and divine guidance. You can follow the journey and stay connected through Atleta Youth Network and Qasim Abdul Ashayani. Together, let's multiply our efforts, stay grounded in faith, and watch how our actions can truly transform lives. Thank you for being part of this vision. Let's go out and make a meaningful difference.